Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you had a great weekend. Hope all of you are currently having a great Sunday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, it is time for the new and improved MBG poll. Clap it up. Clap it up. Reminder, we will not be reacting to the AP nerds from this point on. Our last time reacting to them was last week because their rankings don't matter anymore. It doesn't amount to a hill of beans. The only rankings that matter outside of the MBG poll are the college football playoff rankings, and we're going to be live streaming that this Tuesday. So be on the lookout for that. We have a great time during the streams, and if you can't catch the stream, don't worry, my friend. No need to worry about it because we'll be posting a video as well. But moving along here to the MBG poll, going to let you know right now, a little disclaimer, a little teasing and foreshadowing. There is a shakeup, not just around 10, 11, and 12, but around 2, 3, and 4. So you're going to want to watch this video all the way through. And like always, I'm going to explain why I have every team ranked where they are, if they went up or if they went down. Let's get straight into the show. We coming in hot at number 12. We got the BYU's. Now I know what you're sitting there saying, because I was seeing the same thing. Dang, I don't even know if they should be in the top 12, my boy Matt. Well, here's the thing. Who else are you going to put there? They got a decent resume, yeah. They got the bad loss recently to Texas Tech Red Raiders, but here's the thing. Texas Tech been blowing everybody out. Tech's a good team, and also don't have recency bias. You can't take away what they've done up until this point. At number 11, I got the Oregon Duckies. They're still not impressive to me. I'm not as high on them as others out there. However, they do have a top 25 win now. Well, actually, I was probably going to follow the top 25, so I guess they don't. But you get the point. They beat a top 25 team. I know they weren't really great and whatnot, but who else you going to put there? You know, we're getting to that point in the season where teams that are fighting for the last spot, they're not really deserving of it, but you got to throw someone in there. And number 10, I got the Oklahoma Sooners. A reason they go up is because some other teams, you know, Virginia and Louisville, they fell out of my top 12. I did have them in the top 12 last week. Both of them, not just one of them. Both of them, they're out. And if you're wondering, too, if you're a Vanderbilt fan, I do not have you in the top 12, but you're close. You're around 13 or 14. But if you are a Vandy fan, here's the thing, too. Your ranking doesn't matter at all. And here's what I'm talking about. You win, you're in. You lose, you're out. If you go 9-3, you're not getting in. If you go 10-2, you are getting in. So you don't even have to worry about the rankings. At number 9, ahead of Oklahoma, they go up because the BYU is lost. I got the Texas Longhorns. This one's simple. Nobody should be arguing about it. Texas, they beat Oklahoma in the head-to-head, and if you're curious as to why I have them ahead of Oregon, it's because I think Texas and Oklahoma have better resumes than Oregon, and I also think they're better teams than Oregon. Ahead of Texas, they go down in my rankings, and I've had quite a bit of people asking me why I moved them down. It's not because they didn't do anything impressive or whatnot. They were fine. They did what they were supposed to do. They crushed Navy. I got the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Last week, I have it number 7. Why they go down? Let me show you this. Because at 7, I got the Texas Tech Red Raiders. It's more so of Texas beat a top 10 BYU team. That's why Notre Dame went down, because Tech, they jumped them. Moving along here into the top 6, we're zooming through this. At number 6, we got the Ole Miss Rebels in the lane train. Nothing to say there. They don't move. At number 5, we got the Georgia Bulldogs. Gunnar Stockton, man. Get the Heisman campaign going if you're a Georgia fan. We got to start talking about them for it. At number 4, they go down in my rankings. I got the Indiana Hoosiers. Yeah. This is where things get interesting. I've had a lot of Indiana fans asking me, Matt, what? Are you kidding me? You really penalizing Indiana for not losing, but barely beating Penn State? No, I'm not penalizing them. And I guess I got to show you 3 and 2 because we know who's number 1. To explain all this, at number 3, I got Alabama. They go down to my rankings because at number 2, I got the A&M Aggies. Last week, to give you context and perspective, they were at number 4. They jumped from 4 to 2. That's a big jump considering no one in front of them lost. Alabama, they're supposed to won by double digits. Indiana, well, you know, they're kind of shaking one night, but you won on the road. A win is a win in conference play, especially on the road, like I always say. A&M jumps Alabama and Indiana for me. This is what I got to explain. Number 1, or actually, hold on. Wait. Yeah, I had Indiana at 4. Hold on, let me double check my rankings from last week. I got it right here. Okay, yeah. I had Indiana at 3, A&M at 4. Just reminding myself before I go any farther, make a big whoopsie daisy. This is what did it for me. It's not because of anything Alabama did. It's not because of anything Indiana did. A&M and Alabama have a common opponent. Alabama, as we know, recently went to Missouri. They won, but they only won by 3 points. And I know Alabama played Bo Perbula, but A&M just went to Missouri as well, ranked team. They don't have Bo Perbula, but they just destroyed them. It's an eye test thing for me. Alabama has a slightly better resume than Texas A&M and a way better resume than Indiana. But when it comes down to A&M and Bama, for me at least, A&M passes the eye test more. The past couple of weeks, they have looked much better than Alabama. And when you look at what they did against Missouri and you look at what Alabama did against Missouri, I got to give the edge to A&M. I think Texas A&M is a better team than Alabama, but it's not by much. Like I've always said, I don't care if you got Texas A&M, Alabama, or Indiana at 2. It's got to be one of those teams. But all 3 of those, they're in the really good category for me, and Georgia and Ole Miss. But we all know there's only 3 teams in consideration for the 2 spot. A&M, Alabama, and Indiana, because you can't mention Georgia up there because Alabama's got the head-to-head with them. A&M is clicking on all cylinders. Alabama, I mean, we saw it in the LSU game. They got fortunate they were playing a discombobulated LSU team because Alabama, they just didn't look that good. But I'm not going to rag on them too much because you won by double digits against LSU. LSU's got a ton of talent. But that's another thing, too. I almost forgot to bring this up in my argument for A&M. We just watched A&M destroy and annihilate. They eviscerated the LSU Tigers at LSU in Death Valley, 49-25. And it could have been much worse, whereas Alabama struggled a little bit with LSU at home. That's why I'm giving A&M the advantage, because of 2 common opponents in which A&M look way better than Alabama against them. It comes down to this for me when it's close, when you got a team like A&M, you got a team like Alabama. If they were to play tomorrow on a neutral site field, I'm going to have to go with the Texas A&M Aggies. As of recent, they've looked like the better team. Not by much, but the better team. So I'm giving them the edge there. I'm bumping them up to number 2. It's time to respect the Aggies, and I don't even got to talk about this longer than 3 seconds. At number 1, I got Little Bro State. Y'all know my stance on them. It's not close. The gap from 1 and 2 is insurmountable. Let's check out some of the comments, see what you guys are saying, because I know there's going to be people rallied up, per usual. Cam said, I know it's Navy, but how did Notre Dame go down? They did exactly what they were supposed to do. Well, ironically enough, I answered that question. Notre Dame didn't go down because of anything they did. It's because Texas Tech went up because they beat a top 10 BYU team. Christian said, I'd say a solid list. Ohio State is by themselves in the elite category. I agree. I'm still not sold on Texas A&M. Well, I'm starting to turn a corner, and it's time for me to say it. I'm sold on Texas A&M. I'm buying stock. A&M should be number 1. They have the best wins and have looked the best overall, which pains me to say because I hate A&M. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even know you could come to that executive conclusion that A&M should be number 1. Ohio State is the best team in the country, and it's not even close. Not close. I actually like this list a lot other than BYU on it, but at the same time, hard to think of someone who should be there at the moment. See, that's what I'm talking about. I really don't want to put BYU there, but it's like, all right, who else are we going to put there? Jackman said, Alabama literally lost to FSU, but you penalized Indiana for winning. I actually responded to this on Twitter already. I guess I'll just say it again. I'm not penalizing Indiana for winning. I had them behind Alabama in the first place, and A&M didn't just jump Indiana in my rankings. They jumped Alabama too. That's all the comments I'm going to read yet again. The CFP rankings come out Tuesday around, when I don't know, it's around 6, 7, 8 p.m. It's going to be around that time slot. We will be doing a live reaction. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing what you guys got to say. It'd be interesting to see what they do with these teams, especially around the areas, I would say 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Will Vanderbilt go up? How much will Oklahoma, Texas go up? What are they going to do with Oregon? Some people feel like Oregon should be in the top 6 or 7. I don't even agree with that, but it is what it is. Many more things I could say. We'll end it off here. Let me know your thoughts down below. But